Are you or a loved one disabled? Do you feel alone, lost, and confused as to how to win your Social Security case? If you're watching this video, it's probably because you have so many questions and you're desperately looking for the answers. Hi, my name is Avi Leibovic, and I'm the owner at Benefits for All and the lead attorney at Avi Leibovic Associates. Over the course of my 20-year career, I've overseen the processing and screening of over 500,000 disability cases, working with the largest hospitals, neighborhood clinics, primary care physicians, and even individuals who had no access to care at all. My strategies for how to win the case have made me one of the top experts in Social Security law in the entire nation. My life and my career were going great. And then one day it all came crashing down. It started first with some abdominal pains. And before I knew it, I'd been admitted to the hospital several times and I required multiple surgeries. I found myself unable to work and disabled and in desperate need of my own benefits. I understand exactly how you feel. I was in your shoes. And I'm going to take you through the process and help you and give you everything that I know so that you can win your case. I'm recovered and I'm back at work. And I have a newfound passion for helping disabled people because I myself have been there too. Call our office today for a free screening and to see how we can help you with your Social Security case. At the same time, enjoy these videos and webinars that we've prepared to help you understand how to win your Social Security case. Hi everyone, this is Avi Leibovic and you're watching another amazing webinar brought to you by Benefits for All, where we teach you how to win your Social Security disability case without having to pay the cost of an expensive attorney. My name is Avi Leibovic and it is my greatest honor to be here today in front of the famous Hoover Dam, right over here that holds back Mead Lake in between Arizona and Nevada. It is something really special to see, to come and take the tour. You can either walk on top, they've just built this new bridge, you can walk on the dam itself, or if you want to go ahead and take a tour to go down inside at the bottom of it and see how all the turbines work, that's also something special. You should come and check it out. The topic of today's webinar is completing the 501 form, which is called requesting a hearing before an administrative law judge for your SSA case. So let's jump right into it. As a quick review for everyone, because I know all of you have been watching all the webinars and you've been learning more and more about the cases and the process and the chronology of events, and all of you will recall that every case begins with an application. You go ahead, you submit the application and all the forms that are with that. You work together with SSA District Office as well as the Disability Determination Services to provide your medical records, and depending how long of a backlog they have in your state, or depending on how much you cooperate or don't cooperate, the application can take anywhere from 6 to 8 to 9 months to get processed. Hopefully you get approved and you're good to go, but if you don't get approved, we know that you can go ahead and you can request a reconsideration on that application. It's the same process. You fill out all of those forms. You work together again with your local district office. It can take another 6 to 9 months, again, depending on the backlog, and hopefully, again, you get approved. But if it doesn't get approved, you know that you have a third bite at the apple, and that is to request a hearing before an administrative law judge. Now, in order to do this, it's no different than the first set of the application of forms, and it's no different than the second set of forms that you did with the request for reconsideration. You're just now in the stage called requesting a hearing before administrative law judge. So you're going to fill out all those forms that are associated with that. Okay, so let's dive into this 501 form, because the 501 form is the primary form you need to start that process. Of course, you're going to go ahead and you're going to have to provide new 827s, which is allowing Social Security to have medical records disclosed to them by the medical providers. Of course, you're going to have to provide a disability report. Of course, you're going to have to provide a 1696, a specialized appointment of a representative if you have one, or if not, if you're representing yourself. You don't need to submit that. You may have to go ahead and also submit together with that any other forms that they're requesting that would be directly pertinent to processing that appeal. So let's go forward and let's talk about the 501. Now you can pull up this 501 form. It's exactly called the HA-501-US form, the HA-501-US form. On the side of your screen, you should see a list of the forms. You can click on it to download it, or in the Resource Center on the webpage. Alternatively, you can go to www.ssa.gov and download the form from there. Or you can go to Google or Bing or Yahoo or one of your other favorite search engines, Safari or Mozilla, and you can go ahead and just put in SSA HA501 form, and the link will pop up once you Google it or once you run the search engine. So let's get into it. My advice to all of you is to pause the tape or pause the streaming if you're watching it from home or on your mobile device. Open up your 501 form, and we're going to go line by line now, and I'm going to teach you how to fill this form out so that it's completed correctly the first time, it's not kicked back to you, it doesn't get lost, and you can either take notes or you can complete the form together with me now, but you're going to need this form if you want to go ahead and request a hearing before an administrative law judge. I'm going to use my phone over here as opposed to a piece of paper, so if I'm referencing my phone, it's only because I'm looking at the form itself. So let's get started. The 501 form, how are we going to fill this out? The first set of boxes or the first set of fields, the first set of questions are basically the same type of questions that you're used to and that you've seen before, and pretty much anyone can handle it. If you need someone to help you, you can certainly ask for help, maybe a family member, a friend, perhaps someone in a hospital or a county working can help you out, but I think that you'll be able to handle it because the first couple questions deal with just the claimant's name. The claimant, again, is of course you, the claimant's social security number, and it's going to say over here, I request a hearing before an administrative law judge. I disagree with the determination because, and you're able to go ahead right over there and you're able to write in your own words why you think you deserve a hearing. You can write, I think I'm disabled, that's enough. You could say I disagree with the judge because my medical records show I'm disabled. You could say I disagree with the onset date. You could say I disagree with the way the judge made it, not judge, the way the reconsideration level made a decision based on one of the impairments that I'm listing over there. You have to remember, the best way to look at that is that after you go ahead and you submit an application, you're going to receive an important notice that discusses, a notice of action, which is going to discuss, so to speak, the reason why your application was denied. Now that application denial letter is not a huge long letter. It's actually pretty vague. It lists out the medical records that the SSA looked at and the Disability Determination Services looked at in order to make your decision. It will list out your medical conditions, but it really just says we don't believe at this time that you're disabled. The request for reconsideration, again, will have a secondary type of denial letter, which is similarly also very, very vague. And these are both different. These denial letters are very different than the letter that you're going to get from the judge after your hearing if you make it to a hearing. The letter, or I should say the decision that you're going to receive from the judge, is either going to be a favorable or an unfavorable decision, and it's going to be a very, very long, about 8, 10, 12, or 14 pages, depending who the judge is, explaining all the details, all the exhibit files, explaining why your case was denied. But since on this question, which is question number 4, it's asking you why you disagree, right, and why you feel that you need a hearing before a judge, it's an open form, you can write out whatever you want. You can just say, I think I'm disabled, period. I disagree with the judge because they didn't review the medical records properly, period. My condition is getting worse, period. Whatever you need to write, the main thing is that it's submitted timely, it's submitted to the main district office, which you've been assigned to based on your zip code, and that they receive it and process it correctly. So let's go forward. Question number 5 is going to ask you if you have additional evidence to submit. Hopefully, I think the answer would be yes, because you have to remember it's been several months now since you submitted your last medical records or evidence to the Social Security office as part of the reconsideration. So hopefully you're going to say, yes, I do have some more information to offer. That information may be medical records, it may be a personal letter from your doctor, it may be some outpatient discharge papers, whatever you feel that you want to submit. Maybe if you were in a workers' comp case, you may have some workers' comp information, you may have something that needs to be submitted, you can go ahead and do that. Once you start getting to questions number 6, it's going to ask you if you wish to appear at a hearing, or if you don't wish to appear at a hearing, and if the decision can be made in your case. I would certainly select that you want to appear at that hearing. If you decide not to go to the hearing, you can always change your mind later. You want to go ahead and try to do everything you can to get yourself at a hearing, get before the judge, tell him or her your story, and get your case approved. You can eventually go in questions 7 and 8, and even 9. Again, your claimant's signature, if you have a representative, the name of your representative, and again, all the corresponding addresses, city, state, zips, and telephone numbers. And a little bit underneath that, when it starts to getting 9, it's really more the Social Security Administration that's going to fill out that bottom part of that form. And again, we're talking about the HA 501-US, which is the request for a hearing before an administrative law judge. Questions 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 are going to go ahead, and let's just go through them together. Number 10, it's asking the worker at the Social Security office, right, your district office, was this request for hearing received within 65 days of the reconsideration determination? We've talked about this before. It doesn't matter if there's a holiday, it doesn't matter if you are out of town, you have to submit this on the 65th day. If you can submit on the 65th day because you're in a hospital or you didn't receive notification or there's some other level, I encourage you to download that webinar, which is called Good Cause for Requesting an Untimely Filing. Again, that webinar is called Good Cause for Requesting an Untimely Filing, where we list through all the reasons why a case or a request for an appeal can be filed late. And in that, you can listen in that webinar, you can listen to all the different reasons, and if you feel that you actually qualify for one of the good reasons, one of the good causes, you can write that letter to the judge and submit this after the 65th day. But question number 10 is going to ask you again, was it submitted within the 65th day? Number 11, if the claimant is not represented, was a list of legal referral services organizations provided? You know, the district office wants you to get help. You have to remember, this is due process, this is a fair hearing before a judge. They want to make sure that you have the ability to retain counsel if you need it, and they're going to try to give you a list of people. Number 12, if you need an interpreter, it doesn't matter the language, you just hit yes if you feel that you need an interpreter. Number 13, they're going to want to know if it was a initial entitlement case or a secession case or a other post-entitlement case. Now, a secession case is when you were receiving benefits and something happened which caused them to stop. Let's say, for instance, you left the country for more than 30 days. If you leave the country for more than 30 days, your benefits are going to stop, and then you need to reactivate them again once you get back. Something may have happened where they may now say, we're not going to start your benefits again, which is called a secession case, and that would be the box that you would check off. Maybe perhaps you've been in prison, and you've been in prison again for a month, which would make you a public chargee, which would make you uneligible for benefits. That would also be a secession case, and that would be what you would check off. Otherwise, it would just generally be a regular initial entitlement case, or again, if there's some type of post-entitlement case, that might be an appeal regarding payments, an appeal regarding an overpayment. That would be that box. Going further, question number 14, question number 16, you don't really need to worry about. Question number 15 is more important, and the Social Security Administration will again check it off, and that really, as you see, outlines whether you're talking about an SSI case, Title 16, or a Social Security Disability Insurance case, which is Title 2, or if it's a concurrent case, which is both Title 16 and Title 2. And basically, if you go ahead and you complete that, you will notice that there's several copies. One, they say on the bottom in the center over there, is a file copy. The second one, as you see, is a copy that you will give to your representative if you have one. The next is a copy that you would give to the ODAR if you have one. Not if you haven't, to the ODAR office, which is in your region. Now, I want to make sure that everyone understands this. You're going to file, and this is very important, you're going to file this request for a hearing before an administrative law judge at your district office. After it's filed at the district office is going to refer it to the ODAR, again, that's based on your zip code and in your region. You should not file this at the ODAR office. You should file this at the district office, and the district office will make sure that everything is forwarded on over to the proper ODAR office. But the long and short of it is, when you're going ahead and you're filling out this 501, you need to understand the importance of doing this. Now, I want to just backtrack for half a second because I spoke a minute ago about different forms and several copies of it. The truth is that those several copies, I'm referring on that one to the SSA 1696. The SSA 1696 is the authorized representative form, And that is the form actually that is going to have the several different copies. The 501 is really going to have one copy, but the SSA 1696 is what's going to have the several different copies. One for the U, one for the file, one for the ODAR. And let's talk about the 1696 right now. The 1696, again, is when you go ahead and you request and appoint a authorized representative. Now, the authorized representative form is, again, can be downloaded. It's called the SSA 1696-U4, SSA 1696-U4. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through it briefly now, and perhaps another webinar will dedicate that whole time only to the AR form, the 1696. But no different than the other forms, you want to go ahead and you're going to want to put down your name, update them with your social security number or your address if anything has changed. It's going to ask that when you're appointing your representative, if you're appointing that representative for Title II, if you're appointing them for Title 16, or again, if you're appointing them for Medicare or Title 8. In most of these cases, you're going to be doing Title II and Title 16. That's what these webinars are about. Again, Title II is for Social Security Disability Insurance, and Title 16 is for Supplemental Security Income. You're going to check off the top box if you only have one representative. You're going to check off the secondary box if you have a main representative, and that representative has other associates in the office. In most cases, your attorney will fill that out. If you have an attorney, if you're representing yourself, which is the point of these webinars, you're not going to have to worry about that box too much. And basically, you fill out the form. You say, I, and you list your name, Avi Leibovic, hereby accept and approve the appointment, right? I'm sorry, I'm saying Avi Leibovic because I'm the attorney. If you have an attorney or a representative, that attorney representative will fill out that box over there, the Part 2. They'll give their signature, they'll give their telephone number, and of course, they'll give their address and fax number. Now, the fee arrangement part, again, is if you're only dealing with a representative and you have several options over there, and it's really the representative deciding whether or not he's requesting a fee and wanting direct payment from SSA if the case is being closed, if he's charging a fee but he's waiving direct payments and wants instead the check to be sent to him, if the claimant is waiving the fees and expenses from the claimant and any other auxiliary benefits, or finally, if the representative is waiving the fees from any source. Now again, you don't need to wrap yourself up with this because the point of these webinars is to allow you to do it without having to pay the 25% of your back pay or the $6,000, which is ever less. If you were to pay that to an attorney, that attorney would fill out that Part 2 and Part 3, but you're not going to be dealing with that. You're going to be dealing just with representing yourself. With that in mind, it's very important on all these forms, whether it's the 827, whether it's the 1696, whether it's the 3441, whether it's this form, to make sure that it is filled out correctly and that it is legible. You can fill it out and submit it directly to the district office. You can fill it out online if you have access to a computer. If you want to go to your library, you're able to do that. All of these webinars are here for your benefit. I've represented over 100,000 claimants in my career. That's right, over 100,000, okay? Very few practitioners are able to tell that to you. How did I do it? Well, I had a lot of staff that was helping me, and I had a couple county contracts which sent over hundreds and hundreds of referrals a month. But over the course of my career, I've really seen every case, I've seen every issue, and I've resolved and worked around and successfully gotten cases approved that other attorneys couldn't get approved. Some of these webinars, if things are not clear, there's an option on the side to contact our office for a free screening. You can go and check out www.benefitsforall to see what our phone number is, and you can go ahead and contact us for that free screening and to see if there's perhaps something we can do to help you with your case. Otherwise, I encourage you to keep downloading these webinars, keep watching them. They're gonna educate you, they're gonna provide you with information, they're gonna provide you with knowledge, they're gonna help you understand what is going on in this crazy administrative maze called the Social Security disability process. Once again, my name is Avi Leibovic. I hope you enjoyed this webinar. Once again, if I went fast or if you wanted to hear something again, feel free to rewind it or watch it again. You have all the time in the world. These webinars were made for you, and you should watch it in any environment that you want. In a park, in a car, if you're a passenger, of course, sitting in your bed, in a library, wherever you feel you want to watch it, on a computer, on your desktop, or some other type of streaming mobile device. It's all here for you. My name is Avi Leibovic. www and Benefits for All. Come check us out. And once again, we are going to teach you how to win your Social Security disability case without having to pay the fees for an expensive attorney. Fill out this request for a hearing before an administrative law judge. Go have your day in court. Tell the judge why you think you're approved. I'm going to coach you on how to do that. I'm going to talk to you about what to expect at the hearing. It's going to be fantastic. I look forward to speaking with you again. And until we meet again, come check us out, www.andbenefitsforall. Thank you very much.